Let's start work on materials. And first I want to place um, on the main terrain. So for this I'm actually make the scene visible so I can hide and see how my material distribution. On the first terrain, let's open our material editor. Uh, First what I want to do, it's a base layer, and because river I want to be kind of dark maybe on the bottom, so my first layer it will be something dark. And what I'm going to do is use materials from actually Geek at Play Mega Pack. And before we do this, let me show you. Okay, if you can go on a cornucopia, right here you can find Geek at Play. You don't need to use these items. It just kind of showing what I was using, and I'm using Russian church, wooden church that I created in Hexagon. So I'm using this one as a background. And I also have it material mega pack, which is have it like 500 materials. And this is right here, this pack. It just, you don't need to use it, but it's kind of save a lot of time for me. For example, when I'm going to use the ground material, let's have some nice grass fields and some other materials. It's what I'm going to use. And I'll select melted rocks for this. That will be my kind of bottom lower level. We'll go to change overall color a little bit even darker, and let's reduce scale on this one. Again, this is will be just on the bottom of the river, and I want this dark. I want to give it this kind of some more fall darker water look. Okay, next we'll go to add additional layer, and in this layer is actually will be let's go back to the ground. You know what, maybe kind of like lighter, more sand effect. Okay, I want actually we'll see about the depth, and it should be okay. So we'll set to the 0. Also we'll take maybe bring down to 3 points. Okay, and I'm also looking because sometimes bump map maybe even 0 will be a little bit better for the sand for this effect, or we can also modify scale on a bump scales, but we'll see what's when we come closer to this. Okay, it's all preset. I'm going to enable highlighter right here on the side because I want to see where's the place. I don't want to go all the way down with the water. So we'll go to environment tab, and I'll just start moving till I see where it's placed. So probably that area will be better. Okay, let's also make kind of smoother transition on the bottom right here. This is where sand will be. And next I want to add layer of the grass kind of going over this. So for that one, let's add new layer. And I'm going to use the grass field. I actually like use this material. It's work very well for me. So we'll go decrease size, enable highlighters. And same things, I'm just go bring them up, but I don't want to be all the way up. I want to see just small layer of the sand around that area. So kind of where water will be touching. Okay, the bumps a bit higher. Okay, and let's preview our material position. So one thing you can, what I like about this precise material, you can see even texture, and it's look almost like a grass even without grass. It's look very nice right here. Bottom it will be covered. We have it a little bit rough on the bump map, so maybe I'm going to fix this a little bit, but we already have a nice layout. In this area maybe just a little bit more need bring. So let me take camera. Actually, before I do this, I'll go decrease bump scale on that one. Okay, let's take camera and maybe position. slightly like on the side, so I want to see a little bit more this area. Okay, it's look nice. Okay, we'll go to edit material, and again this one reset it, so I want to make smaller. Just go through all and see how they're applied. Okay, and a grass field, let's bring it a little bit more down, so we have a bit more grass cover right this area. Okay, click OK, preview. So we have a nice cover areas, and if we enable our water at this point, let's preview with the water. So you can see we have a nice kind of going areas right here. You know what, this one maybe want to go cover right here a little bit more. So let me go and edit this terrain, just right here this area. Okay, so go bring a little bit up right here. Let's click OK, and again we paste environment, so we should be okay. Need the reset. Okay, right here, I like how this edge going a little bit better at this point. Okay, let's go to, and you can see sometimes ours is kind of reset. So we'll go to preloaded. Okay, refresh on ours. And again, just set our environments in the right way. Okay, let's go 0 again. And what is, sometimes it does happen in Vue if it's just reset some stuff for you, so it's what you want to do. Maybe go back and readjust slightly then. Okay, and we have it a little bit fuzziness here. Okay, let's go. And just a little bit more on the sand one. Again, like I said before, I want this sand visible going in the water, but bottom one it need to be, want to have it a little bit darker. Okay. Again, right here, actually a little bit more softer. Okay, let's verify again. Okay, we all set about right. Click OK, let's preview. Yeah, I think it's much better right now. Look, redistribution, enable water. And we'll see, maybe this one I may remove it, so it's kind of, again, it's all when we start playing a little bit more. Maybe too hard, I think, on the bumps. So let's go remove bumps right here. We're going to edit. Okay. Click OK, preview. So I want to have the bumps, but I don't want them to be very hard in this case. And yeah, these look right. And let's start work on the water material. So we'll go inside the C material, open, and we have it two. We have it foam and default water. The one thing about foam, you can notice it was quite a bit, actually a lot of this. We can by reducing transparency of this, but I don't want total disable because it's give it kind of nice feeling. And on a default water, so we're going to do a couple of things. One, we'll go on bumps, and we're actually going to have some bumps, but not that, heavy, hard kind of bumps at this point. We'll also pop up a little bit on the highlights. And in transparency, we'll go take kind of short, and you can see kind of we start have a darker effect, and increase reflectivity with the. Okay, also let's go in absorption and maybe set darker a little bit more, kind of darker water. Okay, let's preview. Okay, so we have a nice kind of water applied, maybe a little bit more add on the bumps. Okay, so probably we'll come back to the water to see, work a bit more on materials. For now, just let's increase bumps. Okay, right here, and decrease scale. But after we'll place it some, we'll see how it will work with the other items. Okay, let's take camera right now, and I want kind of maybe bring closer, a bit lower and up. So overall, what I want to do, it's 1/3 of the roll. So we have a 2/3 of sky and 1/3 about of the ground. Let's just make a little bit nicer, a little bit more balanced composition. And if I just lose this, it will be, it's not that big deal. So kind of build and see what feel a little bit more right in this case. Okay, I think this is kind of look nice. Let's go add now some models and place trees, maybe some other stuff. Before we do this, I do recommend for you go ahead and save your work. But just also save an increment. In this case, if something doesn't go right, you can always go back.